Hello everyone.
Hey!
It's been a while since we've done some commentary art videos.
Yeah, we're doing...
Last one that we did was the Alice Madness one.
Yeah, the Alice Madness one where we did like some live drawing mixed with like some speed paint, which we're well, this one's gonna be commenting over speed paint, and the other one that we're gonna be doing in another video is gonna be live commentary as we draw.
Yeah.
And this is a Steven Universe thing, and yeah, we both like Steven Universe, and we both have Gemsonas, and we wanted to draw them.
Yeah.
And recently I kind of designed a gem for Rachel, and she's kind of like started drawing it. And I also did a like homeworld version of my gem Chalcedony, which I think we showed in our Q&A video.
Oh yeah.
Because Steven Universe got brought up on that. But first we're gonna check out the speed paint I did of mine. Mine skips around a little bit because I had to start and stop for various reasons.
And here we go. Here we go. Look at you, moving fast.
Yeah, this is sped up by 8. Yeah, this is sped up 8 times. I don't know how long it took me in total.
You should have checked on that beforehand, because I know mine took about 2 hours.
I do know I took a long time to do the line art, which you only get to see some of it because it was just so long. This is just me setting up the pose. I got my reference photos on the side there.
Nice.
Everything's nice
like
and
that.
organized. Yeah, Chalcedony is a very like, I don't know, the original design, as you can see, the upper left, or not, upper right hand corner is very masculine, but it's still overall very feminine as well. Because I love like, even when I'm just doing like original art, and like whenever I draw people, I like to go for androgyny. Because I just think it's cool.
Yeah, I really like it so far. I like the way that you sketch out the body.
I use
because I have issues with
I use the marker whenever I'm doing the base.
I should try using the marker
because it's very opaque.
I usually use the
or no opaque, transparent. Sorry, it's the opposite.
I usually use the gourd brush setting for the sketch, and in this one I did brush, but I usually use gourd because it's like it's not too like powerful. Like the line art isn't that powerful.
Yeah. There's some anatomy cleanup that, because you could kind of see that it shifted slightly at the bottom. There's some anatomy cleanup that I do in between.
There's her face.
Yeah, this was the cut right there was when I switched over to doing the line art. I thought about painting this one, but I was like, no. So what you see in this video is how I do my art, and my line art is very clean.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to do this face, so I had to like sketch it out again.
You're like, oh, I just want this to be.
I got it right! I was so happy, so I drew a little scary. I think the thing I love the most about drawing Chalcedony is her hair.
Yeah, I really like her hair design. It's very Steven Universe.
I love drawing her hair.
My hair's
and I showed it to a friend, and they were like, wow, it looks like skinny Jasper's hair. And I was like, oh my god, you're right. But then for anyone who doesn't know anything about gems, though, Chalcedony, like just Chalcedony, is like more of a group than a gem it's a gem on its own, but for instance, Jaspers are a type of Chalcedony.
Yeah.
Agates are a type of Chalcedony. Mine, if you had to like narrow it down, I guess you could say it's blue mist Chalcedony. It's that purplish blue colored 3 hours. It literally took me 3 hours.
Did you put that in the video?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
It literally took me 3 hours to do the line art.
Let me put the sound clip in there. 3 hours.
You don't have to. I just put it in there for visual effect.
Well, I don't know. See what happens.
Well, we've been talking through it. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and I went with kind of like a monk style. Because I already used a monk staff for like her weapon. Like the one that's like kind of bladed. That calf took me forever. I could not get it to look right.
The calf, the face.
Because usually when you're drawing a calf from the front, it like, for women, actually more women and men, it goes like out on both sides, but on like the outer side of your leg. I'm slapping my leg right now.
Sound effect. What is it called? SMR?
ASMR.
Welcome to the SMR. I'm gonna be slapping my leg.
Yeah, and I had to do the gem separately because I couldn't trace over the
I think I did that too.
I couldn't do it correctly.
So many smiley faces.
Yeah, this is what I'm putting in color. Whenever I draw, like the line art is immaculate, but the color is awful. Like I just put in base color. I'm like, I'm done. Done.
I'm done.
Boom.
I'm done for the day.
Yeah, I'm adding a bit of black because it seems like a lot of homeworld gems have black incorporated into their design.
Because you have Jasper and Peridot.
Yeah, Peridot. And anyway, more of a like monk style, and it's like with homeworld, it's like every gem like has like a job, has a purpose. And Chalcedony is a very like spiritually like I don't know, powerful gem, I guess. Not the actual real world gem. Like it's used to make beads for like different spiritual things, and it like aligns with like I think the throat chakra. And I was like thinking of like, oh, like I usually don't give too much background to like my OCs.
I do.
Well, I mean my personal OCs, yeah, but I mean my OCs based on a show like on Ruby or like on Steven Universe. I usually don't put too much, but then as I was drawing this, I kind of like came up with some stuff. I was like, oh, what if Chalcedonies were like what if like when the Gem Empire was like wasn't as big as it used to be, and it wasn't like they weren't depleted of like resources, and they were maybe a bit more diplomatic in intergalactic like affairs and whatnot. And so Chalcedonians were kind of like these messengers of peace, kind of like the Jedi, I guess, in Star Wars. And then like once Homeworld ran out of resources and like they became more warlike and they were conquering planets, then there wasn't a purpose for Chalcedonians anymore. So like I'm guessing mine was just like bubbled.
Aww.
And then eventually ended
up like,
mark?
Yeah!
Yeah, she used to be white diamonds.
You have so many smiley faces.
Yeah. My background for Chalcedony is that like she was like part of White Diamond's court, kind of like a, you know, like I said, it's like kind of like a peaceful emissary, like I said, like the Jedi, and there wasn't a purpose once they became more warlike, and so.
How's her personality?
How
do you see her acting?
Very monotone, very calm. Not like monotone like Garnet, like a little bit of expression.
Yeah. But she's very just calm and collective.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh.
Just chill.
What would she think of the planet Earth? I'm like interviewing. What would she think about the planet Earth?
Probably be like, this is paradise. Because, I mean, as far as the Steven Universe goes, like Earth is like the most peaceful place in the universe, in the galaxy. And so now we're switching over to, and I had, like, Rachel's seen this design of Chalcedony prior, like, she's seen my first design of her, this is her homeworld design, and now this is my first time seeing Rachel draw Rainbow Moonstone.
So let's get into it, here we go.
And I came up with a basic design and color palette, and Rachel picked the gem, though.
Yeah, I picked the gem. I did a very, like, I had a problem with the anatomy at first. I'm like, because I want to do, like, a haha sort of, like,
I gave her very wide hips because Rachel has wide hips.
Yeah, she based the... Shut up, phone. She based Rainbow Moonstone off of my body design. Body design?
Your body shape.
Body shape. My design is my body.
Have you thought about, like, Rainbow Moonstone's backstory while drawing?
I can imagine her actually coming from Earth and being really adapted. Being an
Earth gem.
Yeah, I can imagine her being an Earth gem, and I can imagine Chalcedony like meeting her and she'd be like, "What are you?" Like picking her up and be like, "Ugh."
I would imagine, like, and this is just coming off the top of my head right now. I would imagine like Chalcedony like was like she like poofed and like just was floating through space until she eventually like floated to Earth, and then it like crash landed on Earth, and maybe is like it like because Chalcedony is very tall, like maybe like a slightly taller than Jasper, and so therefore her gem would be very big, and so I'd imagine that like maybe like somewhere in Tibet or like wherever there's like a monastery somewhere, and there's like, oh, there's this huge chunk of Chalcedony. It must be very like spiritually pure, I guess, and so they just keep it there until eventually like she like reforms. But like what I imagined was that like she was just so distraught from like White Diamond basically being like, you have no purpose anymore, that she just like hibernated for thousands of years.
Dang.
So tell me about your drawing.
Well, I've been wanting to change my art style lately because I've noticed this, and like I want to make my art style a bit more sort of like detailed. I think because I've been reading a lot of Berserk lately.
Oh yeah.
I've been reading so much about Berserk, and I really want to get that style of detail because like my drawings have definitely improved over the years. Definitely, I feel like I've.
Oh yeah, it's definitely improved in the past year,
Yeah,
especially.
I think you know the most because like we've been friends for a long time. You probably see my progression of my art the most. So I'm getting better, but I really want to move on to like really be more
I knew
detailed.
you since like you were in middle school, and I was like still in high school.
Yeah, and my art was trashed.
It was alright. Like
it was alright.
While you're doing like oh, I see you're listening to Vaporwave. I was listening to Vaporwave too. Vaporwave is like it's the best thing to listen to when you're drawing Steven Universe stuff.
It fits. It really does fit.
You were just doing the on the video here. It just showed you doing the bangs and then like the tank top. I guess you could, or the crop top or whatever.
Yeah,
but I actually in like purposely made those like crescent moon shaped to fit with the design because it's rainbow moonstone. So I made the bangs a crescent and then like the top kind of like curves down.
I really like that. I just like the design that she did in general. So I had to sketch out her little gem on her neck. Always like I actually thought about the idea of
it wasn't a square.
Oh really? Oops.
But whatever. You could keep it a square.
Because I saw like cut off. I'm like, oh, it must be like a square.
It's actually more of like a triangle.
I see.
Like a very round, kind of like Chalcedony's, except very stretched out.
Because
I saw a rainbow moonstone that was that shape.
I was like, whoops.
Whatever.
What was I about to say? I don't know. But yeah, so like back to my art. Like my tablet like crashed when I was like doing this. So I'm just like, I had to restart it. So that was fun for a while because I had to like restart it, and then I had to restart it again because my tablet was working. I'm like, great, because I forgot the method of how to fix your tablet settings. So I'm just like, gotta restart my computer.
I can show you some other time. Like, cause we basically have the same. It's the same way for me and you of how to get that working. It's like system setting, or it's like settings, and you go down to like Wacom tablet and like start, or it's like stop, restart, and then it's usually fine.
I really like how I do my outlines though. My outlines are nice.
Your lines are very thin.
Yeah, and by the way, if I sound stuffy, my throat hurts, so that's why I'm like, my throat isn't in the best condition.
I also noticed that like you draw very close up.
Yeah, I do.
Just like I do.
I like to make sure I keep all the details in. I like some part of me. I'm like, I like the shading when it comes like.
Ooh, that eye.
I like shading eyes. Ooh. They're fun.
Ooh, that's nice.
Thank you. But my shading's gotten a lot better too. I remember when I started side paint, and I was trying to like shade like the little cheeks because she's supposed to be doing like it's me because I'm small.
You like the new dimples.
But yeah, like part of me I'm like I like the shading, and part of me I'm just like why did I shade this? But. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was basically like using the eyedrop tool to like pick the colors from like this very brilliant looking moonstone picture that I found. The skin tone right now looks very like brownish though.
Yeah, I was like going.
It was more pink in the.
I was gonna try to like make her blush because like I was thinking of like making her just have like a blush like pearl blush is blue, and I was like that doesn't look right. So I was like nah, let's skip that.
And you actually use like the magic wand and the select tool, whereas like I just go for it.
I like to.
I ain't got time for none of that.
I actually did all this last night because I was sick. I'm like, crap, I have to do that thing tonight for the video, so I
finished my video this afternoon.
I was just like, crap, I gotta get this done before the next day, so yeah. Yeah, some part of me, I like the shading, some part of me, I'm just like, meh. Because I actually took a picture of myself in this pose, and I wanted to, I was like, I'm gonna go detail the shading on the hand, but I'm just like, nah. Yeah. I don't feel like it today. I'm too tired. It was like 2 in the morning. I was like,
when you're going for that cartoon cartoony, realistic, like image, like that. Like, if you go too realistic, it looks weird. If you go too cartoony, it looks weird.
I really want to try to go the more realistic sort of route, like.
Oh yeah,
I'm
like,
not sure what the heck.
for anyone who's trying to draw, learn to draw realistically first.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because it's always easier to work backwards than it is to be cartoony, and then that's why if you have an if you're in an art class and you love drawing anime style, and even art teacher's like, stop it.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Yeah.
Because your art will improve.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you'll like once you can draw real people, you'll be able to draw anime people really easily. Because that's really. It's just anime is a simplification of the human form.
Yeah, absolutely. Back at high school, our teacher was more of the draw more realistic route than anime. Stop drawing anime in my class. Draw more realism.
He wasn't completely opposed to it.
I know, it was just funny.
Like he would admit when you drew something really cool.
Yeah, like I remember I did this.
Like he rarely gave out 100s because he's like, there's no such thing as perfect in art.
I got 100s from my teacher.
got 6. I counted over the 4 years of art class in high school. I got 6 100s.
I think I got
and that was like legendary.
My last project I got 100 on. My last impression of high school.
My last one I did not because I attempted to make a comic and it did not turn out well because I ran out of time.
Like, what was the comic about?
I was testing out a comic with like my OC characters for like that one.
I drew my OC for my project.
That one like fantasy like story I was writing.
The hair was pretty fun, the color. It's not usually how I shade hair, because I love to like shade hair. But I was like, it's late, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna go really quickly with the shading right here. This is not how I usually shade hair, folks. I'm way more detailed. You should know how I do hair.
Although this does look good.
Thank you. I was like so like iffy about it, but I actually like how it is.
Like with Steven Universe, like the hair is so anamorphic and like
it kind of reminds me of like
Stevani's it's like a miasma. It just like floats. So I think this shading style is much better.
Yeah. And this is when I was designing the dagger. I was gonna do that, but I'm like, no, it's too late for this. So I just basically like traced over it. I rarely do this, but I just want to get like the weapon, you know, like design of it. Next time I draw Rainbow Moonstone with, I won't like trace over it, but it gave me a way to learn how to draw a sword. I did like a little moon thing and a little thing.
Yeah, actually, like people like think that you're not supposed I mean.
There's a difference between
there's a time and place to trace over things, kids. If you're trying to learn how to draw something and like you've never drawn something before, like tracing over it can actually like
just don't use it.
Yeah, don't use it all the time, but like tracing can help you get that like muscle movement of like, oh, how do I do this? Okay, yeah, this is how.
Yeah.
But also just studying objects.
Yeah, I always try to study objects.
Like just look at a thing for a while.
I was gonna make it really dark, but I was like, wait, like Rainbow Moonstone's like she's actually pretty light, so I changed it to being a little bit more lighter in the end.
Yeah, the reason I pressed you like so hard to like make a Gemsona is that like I really wanted another like Gemsona to draw Chalcedony with.
She's my friend. There she is, right there. I really like how it turned out. I look back at it.
Why'd you draw her with a belly button?
I don't know, because it's why not?
It's just that like and this is something you should like for anyone who wants to draw a Gemsona is that like or any character for a show that sometimes there's always like rules that go along with designs. Like, have you ever noticed that none of the gems have ears?
Yeah, none of them, except for the first episode when Amethyst had one for that one shot.
Yeah, but like
I don't have any.
They don't have visible ears. They don't have belly buttons. Yeah. Besides Steven.
Yeah.
And even his is like his.
It's covered by his gem.
It's his gem.
Yeah. I was laying back for a second. I don't know.
Yeah. Like like kind of like in Ruby, like how like all the characters have to be named after like a color or have to remind you of a color.
Yeah.
But that's actually like a list of like rules created by Monty. Of like how you should design a character for Ruby.
What did you think of my weapon design?
I really liked it. I was thinking like it would be more like a scimitar, like a curved kind of like dagger.
I'm not sure.
I know a scimitar is not a dagger, but like a mini scimitar.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she should have one or two. Well, mostly with dagger.
Well, I mean, Pearl can summon multiple spears.
And everyone else.
Yeah, and Amethyst got multiple.
Guard it with multiple fists.
Yeah.
4 fists. One for her hands and one for her feet. Multi-fist. How would they fuse? Like, she's so big and she's so small, it's just like, step, fuse.
I don't know.
I feel like it would be like sort of like an elegant sort of dance. Like mix, cause like I imagine like Rainbow Moonstone being like this very over, what's the...
Very hyper.
Yeah, very hyper and very like positive, and she's kind of like the more like... kind of
like the straight man of the two.
Yeah, yeah. She's just like, oh, look, isn't it great? She's just like, yeah, it's wonderful, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, how would their relationship be, I wonder?
I would think that just like Chalcedony, she's just been like, she just wants to experience Earth, and Rainbow Moonstone's been there.
It's like, come on, follow me.
Rainbow Moonstone's been there for like
Forever.
since she was created. So
I'm trying to think where she would be created at, because I don't think she would be created in the kindergarten. Maybe she would just be like pop out of the ground somewhere, being like, what is this place or something. But I don't know, because like the kindergarten is where like gems are made. I don't know.
It probably in an Earth kindergarten, maybe not in the
not in the one where Amethyst was like
Yeah.
hatched, because there was that one where Jasper came out of in that sort of desert area.
And then there's also the theory that like Pink Diamond was created on Earth.
Oh yeah.
And that big hole where Russia used to be is where her kindergarten was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you know how Peridot was like, oh, I'm like an Era 2 Peridot? Mm-hmm. I would imagine the Chalcedony to be like an Era 1 Chalcedony. Because they're in Blue Diamond's court, like in that scene, there are some gems that kind of do look like they could be a Chalcedony. Like they have the right color, and the right gem shape. And so like, yeah, they're like still Chalcedonies, but they don't have the same purpose as like the Era 1 Chalcedonies. Because the Era 1 Chalcedonies were either all like shattered, they were all shattered, but because like, I would imagine that if a gem line like no longer has a purpose, that they would be like shattered and then like repurposed to make other gems, because that's basically how you make a gem out of another gem in real life, is that you just melt it down at a very, very high heat, and then introduce different like elements to create something else. Kind of like I don't know. Oh, gosh, what's an example? I know there's certain gems that if you like heat them up properly, then you can turn them into other gems.
I have so little information about that.
I was kind of a science nerd in middle school.
I hated science.
Yeah, like I actually...
Middle school made me hate
or
science.
even high school too. Like I would like actually...
I think it was high school.
This was like, and like, I'm 20, so this is long before Steven Universe like ever even existed.
Same. I'm 18, and
I would
around that time.
I would check out like books on gems from the library.
Wow,
in high
it was
school.
like, that's so weird.
Like just to read about them.
And then
I'm such a dork.
and you never knew that one day it could actually be somewhat useful.
It's actually useful.
It's pretty useful. But yeah, it's really cool to see our art like.
But I could just imagine like the Chalcedony, like whenever like when she finally got like when she was told that like the Era 1 Chalcedonies were like they weren't needed anymore, they were all being shattered, that she like was just heartbroken that her diamond would like
do such a
thing, and so she just like ran away.
Aw. I've never.
And then like got on an escape pod, and then that exploded, and in the process she poofed, and then like her gem is just floating in the void of space
and then
for thousands of years.
And then she just like randomly plummets to Earth.
Yeah.
And then gets in contact with Rainbow Moonstone.
I would imagine that would be after the rebellion too.
Yeah.
Like that, like it's just after the rebellion.
Yeah.
Like after that's all over with, it's just.
Yeah. And then like Rainbow Moonstone's being like, what the heck is this? And she picks it up and she's like, oh, and then she comes out and she's like, what happened?
Yeah.
She's like shook and she's like,
I mean, this isn't really good for like an audio format, but yeah, like I would love to draw like a short comic about her backstory and just post it on Tumblr or something.
I would love that.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, you should.
Because I've done comic art before, not for anything that I'm gonna post publicly. I showed Rachel.
Only my eyes will ever see.
Remember the Anubis comic I made?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember. It turned out really good.
It did.
Because I have so many dumb like fan fiction ideas that
It's fine. People post
that I draw out
way more,
and I show no one.
Your art's good and your ideas are really cool.
Yeah, like
trust me, there's a lot of ideas that I've seen on the internet.
Bruh,
I'm like,
y'all, like,
bruh, y'all, look up, what up,
y'all, like maybe 80% of the stuff that I draw, I never post anywhere, and I never show to anyone, except for a few I show to Rachel.
Yeah.
I've shown you maybe 50% of the art I've drawn.
Hey, 50% is still good. Maybe one day you can show me the 50% other.
No! The other 50% is some dark fetish shit.
I don't care. I don't kink shame anyone. I've seen worse. I've seen people licking people's eyes.
That's not even awful. It's weird, but it's not bad.
I've seen people drawing characters' head and
Oh.
I've seen that. I saw that with JoJo characters.
Ah!
I've seen the bad side of art and the
We've
fetishes.
both delved into deviant art.
Yes. We should really go on there.
No, let's not.
Let's not
All
go
right.
through the sin.
Well, do you want to say anything else about the art gems? About Moonstone?
I'm definitely want to put in some more time into Rainbow Moonstone's like backstory. Like I can imagine her being like that sort of character that is very outgoing and very like happy-go-lucky, but like reality she's like hiding some stuff. Like she's like sort of. It's kind of like.
I imagine her to be very Amethyst-like.
Yeah, because like she's very like. Because Amethyst has like a lot of like self like doubt or like.
Yeah.
You know.
But very Steven-like at the same time.
Yeah. But I was thinking about basically what Vash the Stampede is like.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking of. Like she's like. Because Vash is a very outgoing and lucky, like sort of like happy-go-lucky guy, but like in reality he has this really dark past and he never really opens it up to anyone, and like she never has, and maybe when she meets like I can never say her Jen's name. Chalcedony. She can like they can like bond and you know share their.
It's spelled with a CH, but it's that Greek CH, so it's like a K.
But like they can like exchange like what their history towards each other, and maybe they can open about each other to each other.
Yeah.
Each other. Oh.
That'd be cool to write like a fan fiction of like what would happen if they met the crystal gems. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I feel like Rainbow Moonstone would get along with Steven a lot.
I feel like Garnet and Chalcedony could totally chill.
Oh yeah.
But like.
I guess you're with Pearl too, because they're very like elegant in that.
Yeah,
manner.
like if I could really describe Chalcedony's like personality, it would be somewhere between Garnet and Pearl. Not sardonyx, like not that kind of mix.
Not that
kind of mix, but like somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Not as not as monotone as Garnet, but not as like. Oh god, not as neurotic as Pearl.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the elegantness that Pearl holds.
She's very poised.
Yeah, she's like, ooh, everything has to be proper.
Very poised yet monotone. That's a good way to describe Chalcedony.
And then like Rainbow Moonstone, I feel like she should have like a cute little nickname because like it's like Rainbow Moonstone. I don't know, S, I don't know, RM. Hey RM, that sounds really stupid. Let's not call her that.
Well, like, I guess a good nickname for mine would be Misty, maybe, because it's
Misty.
Blue Miss Chalcedony.
I don't know, something rainbow, like a rainbow sort of. I don't know. Hey, gay, come over here. She's a rainbow. You looked at me at first and you're like, what?
I was like, I didn't get it at first. I was like, what?
Hey, gay, come over here. Okay. Just get it. Get it?
We're so dumb.
I'm so dumb and funny. I'm like staring at the weapon. I'm like, wow, that's a great design I did. You ever do that? You're just like, wow, that's a really good
that
design.
thing I traced is a good design.
Crap. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna like trace over once I just wanted to get like the initial detail because first I was tired because it was like 2 in the morning, and
I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of more Chalcedony art because like
I'm gonna be doing a lot more.
The poses that I've drawn her, the 2 poses I've drawn her in so far are very boring. Like this one is very ramrod straight. There's nothing really exciting about her facial expression. It's basically a mirrored version of the first drawing I did of her.
How would she fight?
Have you ever seen someone fight with a staff? I mean, I have. I've done staff fighting before.
Do video games count? Well, I guess they could count since they're taking like...
I mean, Allura in Voltron fights with a staff, but that's just a pure staff. It doesn't have a blade at the end.
Yeah, true. No, then. I guess not. I mean, I play Final Fantasy 15, so I know how daggers work. That's how I got the idea, actually, for Rainbow
I mean,
Moonstone.
Aerith has a staff.
Right. Oh, yeah. Bonk. That's literally what she does. She, like, bonk. She does that crazy stuff.
This has gone on long enough. Thank you if you've made this long through the video.
You're a true fan of the channel.
And heard us talk about our shitty OCs. Honestly, our OC designs aren't that bad.
Yeah, I've seen a lot worse when it comes to
like the color palettes are like good.
They're blue. Like, both of ours are blue.
Well, yeah, yours is like it's got pink and yellow in it as well.
Yeah.
And it's like a greenish blue, whereas mine just sticks to like blue and purple. Mm-hmm. Like if you're trying to create a good character, try to stick to 5 like colors max.
Yeah.
Maximum. Like if you like Pokemon's a good example. Like look at your basic Pokemon. Look at how many colors are on that Pokemon. Manaphy. Not a lot. Not a lot of colors. Manaphy, blue, red, yellow. That's all.
Yeah, that's a good
With Pokemon, it's usually 3, 5 max. Some go over like Sigilyph or what. Or
Sigilyph, well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good rule of thumb for like picking a color palette for your character. Is stick to like most 5 colors, usually about 3. Make sure your character has a really good silhouette. Mm-hmm. It's very recognizable. Yeah. Like Chalcedony's hair, you just look at it and you're like, oh, that's Chalcedony.
But when you can see like the top of Rainbow Moonstone's like little bang hair.
Yeah, if you look at like if you can look at a piece of a character or just a blackout silhouette of a character and still know what character that is, you've created a pretty good design.
You definitely can't do that for most harem animes. Who's that character with the long hair?
Oh god, you can't even do that when they're not blacked out. Who's that 5'5"
who's that female sword
brown or black-haired schoolboy with his shirt unbuttoned slightly? Oh, he's a bad boy because he's not following dress code.
Oh, he's a bad boy. His hair's all scruffed up and he's got bruises on his face.
God, like.
Try to do that for Sword of the Line, but everyone's faces look
anime protagonists all look the same. But yeah, that's just a few. That's just a few character like design things I've picked up over the years.
Yeah, I've definitely like designed characters for my upcoming story, which is Mr. Romance. Like I like to tell people all the time, and I try to like make sort of like noticeable designs. I think it mostly comes from the hair. Because, like, I feel like if you have that sort of unique hairstyle, for example, if you look
at... The thing that I've tried to make the most distinct in a character is their hair and their eyes.
Because if you look at a character's hair, like, for example, Vash's, you're like, oh, that's definitely Vash. Because his hair, you really see, like, sort of hairstyle when it comes to anime, just like that weird...
And if you're,
I mean, not like Goku, not like his weird like banana hair.
If you're drawing in an anime style too, making the eyes recognizable just by looking at them is very important. I've seen
there's Lelouch.
I've seen people where they take a show and they draw every single character's eyes, and you can tell exactly which character it is.
I've seen a bunch of those. I'm like, oh, that's from Death Note. Oh, that's from
Someone did it for Bleach, and you could it's a really testament to Kubo's character design is that every single eye I could recognize who it was.
That's cool.
Based on the shape of the eye and the color of it and everything. And this is we were about to end this like 5 minutes ago.
We're just talking about good character designs, which this actually ties into because we have interesting character designs.
And I'm sure there's people that follow us and watch our stuff that are like interested in like, oh, how do I improve my art?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely love to do more of this sort of stuff in the future.
And why don't we get on to that other video?
Yeah, let's go do that.
Fusion High!